And we are back. You're listening to Powerful Women Revealed. I'm your host, Nicole Perry, and my guest is Doreen Lang, and she has written a fantastic step-by-step book, Hang On to Your Stars. You can go to hangontoyourstars.com to see when that's coming out. It will be out in the fall, and then I love that you split it in two, and you're going to have a part 2 coming out in the spring.
Right. Volume 2 will be beyond the first 90 days.
Yeah, that's really fantastic. I like that you split it, because originally it was all going to be in the one book.
Right.
Okay.
It's just too much.
It's just too much to say, too much to teach, too much to
do it right.
To do it right. Yeah, and well.
And very well.
Okay. Now, why is it important to, or for the employer to ask the tough questions? And what are those tough questions?
Yeah. So there's a in the industry they call them stay interviews. You know, you reach out to one of your shining stars and you say, "I'd like you to come in and talk with me if you have any time this week. How about Thursday at 3?" Great. So you bring them in. And you sit down, you look right out there at your employee, and you say to them, you know, I want to ask you some questions. I want you to be very honest. You know, how are we doing? How are we doing here? How do you feel? Are you getting what you need to do your job? Do you have what you need to do your job? What is it that would make your day better? What do you feel the property needs? What do you feel the community needs? What do you feel? And, you know, you don't have to ask a million questions, but just ask a couple of key questions that you really want to know because maybe you're getting a sense of something or you feel this person really is in on something.
You have to pay attention to the energy.
You have
if you
to.
feel the energy shift,
Yep.
then you're feeling something that's real.
Exactly, but it's a bigger risk not to ask these questions. You need to ask them. And then you also have to say, you know, by you telling me this, I may not be able to respond and fix everything that you say may be a problem, but I want to hear it, and I'm going to put some time and energy into it, and I'm going to discuss it with people and see what I can do. So at least tell me what you're thinking.
But maybe they feel like it's a risk because then they will be forced, they being the employer or the manager, will be forced to
respond
and take action.
But that's why you need to say, I can't promise that I can't do everything, but I will promise I want to listen and I want to know what your thoughts are. It matters to me.
Yeah.
And people don't do that.
And then it's not really a risk.
No.
Because
and you're learning, and you're learning what you can do.
And it's the open lines of communication. It's just like any relationship.
Right.
When you're in any relationship, whether it's, you know, your spouse or employment, it's that open lines of communication.
It is. It's a touchy business. It's a personal business, senior care.
Do you think communication is the number one important thing?
Absolutely. You know that.
Or is there a number one? Because I'm sure.
Yeah, no, obviously people want feedback. They want regular feedback, especially the millennials. This is one of the key components of their search when they look for a job. They want to make sure they're going to get regular feedback. They want to hear how they're doing, and they want to be heard. They want to work more with than for you. They want to work with you like a partner. It's about communication is a huge piece of it.
Regardless of their position.
Yeah, but don't take it as though they won't work for you. They just want that feeling of a partnership, like what they do. They're part of something. They're not just some minion that is
they're not a number
somewhere. Exactly.
Exactly. Okay. All right.
Yep.
Now, what frustrates you the most? You've seen the lack of engagement. You've witnessed it. You've experienced it.
Right. Employers don't understand the importance of understanding their staff. You really need to get to know them, and they don't do that. I know that sounds kind of lovey-dovey, but it really isn't. You know, I happen to know a couple of my staff members currently that one is extremely sensitive. And I can't say too much more because she's still a staff member. But I have to be very careful.
How I word things. And how you approach.
And that's okay. You know, she's phenomenal.
Well, it takes all kinds to make the world go round, and you don't want everybody to be a robot.
Right.
And we're not going to all be robots.
Right.
There won't all be robots replacing people.
So emotional intelligence has a large part of this. It really does. So the leader, you know, it's an important role. They should take it very seriously because they have a great impact on the success of their people and the community.
Now, so what are the leaders and the employers doing things to pull everyone together now? Are they doing things now?
Yeah.
Or they're just not. There's a gap. There's a loophole. They're missing the link.
You know, they are very busy. There's a lot of emergencies and important, you know, activities that go on in the course of a day.
So they're all putting out fires.
They really are.
Constantly.
But that's why in the book I describe how you really do need a designated person that's going to be constantly free and available to check in. I mean, just this morning I was reading this white paper I was telling you about, this PEW research. They just do a lot of research on employee retention. And they said the numbers are up to 50% now. 50% of people leaving within the first 90 days. And some reports are a little higher. I mean, think about that.
Yeah.
It costs about...
And it's time. You're wasting all that time that you're investing in that new person just to have them go.
Well, you've got the costs, the real costs, which is it costs 20 to 30 to 40% to rehire somebody.
Oh.
It's a fortune. It can cost up to $100,000 to hire an executive level person just to get somebody great on the books.
Yeah.
But then it's the intangible costs. You know, when people leave, right? They know the residents, they know the idiosyncrasies, they know how to take care of them best. There's mistakes being made. There's things being dropped because some people do things without being told to do them, but they do them and they keep doing them every day because they're just such a great team player. There's these intangible costs.
But then they leave and all those balls are getting dropped.
Right. The costs are incredible.
Wow.
So hanging on to your stars is money in the bank.
Well, how often do you check in with your staff?
Honestly, a couple of times a day.
How many staff do you have?
I have a smaller staff now, just about a dozen and a half, well, maybe about 20.
20 people, and you are facilitating the whole property, and you're checking in with each of them a couple of times a day.
And I'm also talking, including...
And it doesn't mean 45-minute check-in. It just means just checking in.
But I'm also talking, including the vendors that are there full-time doing major work. I'm checking with them, too.
Okay. Wow. So you have to be a leader. A loving leader and a trustworthy leader, and you got to manage it.
You've got to have your finger on the pulse of everybody and know what makes them tick.
Outside of the desk.
Yep.
Okay. All right. We got to go to a break. We have one last segment. Doreen Lang is my guest. HangOnToYourStars.com is where you can go. I can't wait for this book to come out. I don't even have employees, but I have a team, so I want to read it anyway. I'm your host, Nicole Perry, and you're listening to Powerful Women Revealed right here on 95.9 WATD.